Hey YouTube, welcome to Trevor's Vinyl World. Hope everyone is doing well. I'm just happy my Timberwolves won. They beat the San Antonio Spurs tonight, tied up the series 2-2. We got very fortunate that Victor Wembanyama for the Spurs was ejected for elbow to Naz Reid. I don't know what he was thinking. Man, and he is amazing. That Victor Wembanyama. I'm gonna give you an example of what it's like to be him. So let's walk with me for a minute. I got my ball. This is what it's like to be Victor Wembanyama. Everybody else got to jump. He's so tall. He just put it right in the hoop, just like this. Bam. Usually I got it turned on, but I got it turned off. It's nighttime now, so. But, yeah, it's my double shot. I've had that for a while. I want to get this one really fancy one when I have more room. But anyways, we are going to talk about the biopic Straight Outta Compton and N.W.A. I've always loved N.W.A. And I usually end up having a problem with most biopics because what they like to do is they incorporate enough truth to make you believe that everything you're watching is fact. And usually it's like 50% fact and then 50% not lies, but like maybe they put in there some innocent things that are not true, and then they like don't disclose certain things. And I think N.W.A. is one of those groups that had a very sloppy beginning because everyone thinks that their first album was Straight Outta Compton, but that's not actually true. Straight Outta Compton, which I love, is awesome. It came out in 1989. Well, N.W.A. was formed in 1986, and the founding members of the group is technically Dr. Dre, Eazy-E, DJ Yella, and Arabian Prince. Now, when I say Arabian Prince, most people have no idea who that is. And then DOC and MC Ren joined the group later. And DOC, he ended up having like a car accident and other issues. And basically, I want to say that he was sort of like a ghostwriter for the group. He wasn't one that was like performing with them. He wasn't on any of the t-shirts or the album covers. And then he ended up having a little bit of a solo career. And even when he like had a bad voice later on, I remember I had one of his CDs that was DOC, and I just knew that he was affiliated with N.W.A. So that was the only reason I bought the CD. And by then it was like he didn't have a voice, but I just heard N.W.A. and I was like, okay. But anyways, and of course the movie Straight Outta Compton never mentions Arabian Prince, never mentions there was a guy named Crazy D, who was a Mexican guy that rapped on a couple songs on the first album by N.W.A. The first actual album that was released that people could buy that was N.W.A. was N.W.A. and the Posse, and that was 1987. Okay, so like let's say you bought that record or whatever. It was sort of like a compilation because it was mostly N.W.A. and then it was like you had a couple other songs from local groups that N.W.A. vouched for. And then you had like Arabian Prince, who was helping N.W.A at the time. He when N.W.A first started, Arabian Prince was actually the only one that was known as a musician in the scene, in the LA scene. And he was trying to develop this sound called electro hop, which basically N.W.A never really went for. And that's one of the reasons Arabian Prince ended up leaving the group. That and the fact that he never got paid, he didn't get paid what he was deserved. Everyone knows that Ice Cube left N.W.A because of contractual problems. But basically, Arabian Prince was in the same boat as far as, hey, I helped out on these songs, and how come I'm not getting any money? But it's just sort of interesting to me that, like, here's a guy that, he's even on. I want to say that, okay, if anyone out there is an N.W.A fan and you have the Straight Outta Compton album cover, go get it. And then, like, if you look at it, Eazy-E is the one on the cover who has the gun pointed at the cameraman. And then Dr. Dre is right next to him. And then MC Ren is right next to Dre. And then I want to say it's Arabian Prince. He's like a little light skinned compared to the other guys. And then right after Arabian Prince, I want to say it's DJ Yella and then Ice Cube. And if I'm wrong, someone, if you watch this, please in the comments tell me who the six people are on the album cover of Straight Outta Compton, where they're all circled around and Eazy has the gun pointed at you. If you think it's anyone else other than those people, please let me know. And I mean, it's just one of those things that I think when they make these biopics, it's not really exciting to divulge the whole truth. There's always a mess when it comes to these groups. People leave, people break up, and then this biopic, Straight Outta Compton. Well, who produced it? Eazy-E's wife or widow, and Ice Cube and Dre. So it's kind of one of those things where there's no reason for them, or there's no motivation for them to mention Arabian Prince, I guess. And it's just one of those things. And then Crazy D is a Mexican rapper who, if you listen to N.W.A and the Posse, which is their album from 1987, he raps on two of the songs. He's on Dope Man and he's on Panic Zone. But they weren't like huge, it isn't like that was it. After that, he was gone. So it's kind of like, what do you do? I mean, at this point, if I'm Dr. Dre and Dr. Dre is literally worth $1 billion or more. He's worth a lot of money. He could cut both of these guys a check for $2 million and just say, hey, this is just a nice way of saying go away. Maybe they've already gone away. Maybe there's no issue whatsoever. Maybe he already did this. But it's just one of those things that, like, when you watch the movie, and, like, this is one of those groups that is just, I've always sort of followed them. So it's like I sort of know more than the average person. So then when you watch the movie and they don't divulge any of it, you're kind of like, okay, I mean, whatever. But yeah, I'm going to have a part 2 to this video because I still got more on my mind about it. And yeah, we'll take it from there. So this is video 1 of N.W.A, and then I'm going to also have a video 2. So talk at you in a bit.